Welcome to Deep Thoughts with Christy Ogle. Live in a beautiful state even when things are not going your way. That's your deep thought with Christy Ogle. You have a choice to live in a beautiful state, live in an anger state, live in a lost state, live in a fear state. It's up to you. Totally up to you. You have 100% control over it. You can live in a beautiful state, or you can live in a miserable state. Totally your choice. Which do you choose? I choose a beautiful state. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy and that overnight you can choose and it goes immediately. I don't want to be in a miserable state. I want to be in a beautiful state. I'm not saying that it happens like that. You have to train your mind, and it's taken me years and I still haven't perfected it, but it gets much better. I remember the first time that I lost a franchise. They hadn't paid the full amount for the franchise. We had financed it, and we lost it. And we lost hundreds of thousands of dollars when we lost that franchise. I was crushed for 2 or 3 days. Maybe even longer. I was pretty new at this. So, I just lived in that state of loss. Couldn't believe it happened. And I was angry. This person had signed a contract. But then I realized they were the biggest pain in the butt to deal with. I always had to put out their fires because they weren't capable. And then I got out of it. It took me a little bit longer back then. Now, I'm fine. I learned this from Tony Robbins. There's a beautiful state that you can go into at any time. You can step into that memory, almost like a movie scene, something in your life that made you happy, that brought you joy. The first 3 things for me to go to my beautiful state back then, several years ago, was I would imagine the birth of my daughter, Natalie, firstborn. I would remember the day that my husband, wasn't my husband at the time, walked into the furniture store and I saw him for the first time and I knew there was something different about him. And then the third thing I imagined to go into that beautiful state, to get me out of a fearful state or an angry state or some kind of state that wasn't who I am, was the day I walked down the aisle and became Christy Ogle. So those were the 3 things I used to take me to that beautiful state. Now, I'm not going to say it's all roses and butterflies. I still get nervous. I still get angry. It's like rocket fuel sometimes with anger. But now it's a second or 2. And then I go to my beautiful... I can choose to be angry about this, or I can choose to go on with my day and live in a beautiful state and make my dreams come true. Or I can choose to stay anger, self-pity, victim mode. Oh my gosh, so many victims like to stay in that angry state or that fear state or whatever. If they do stay in that anger state, that terrible state, and they lash out at you, remember, it's more about them than it is about you. They're sad. They're miserable. They're hurting. You're not. Feel sorry for those people because there's something wrong with their life. They're reaching out. They need help. So what state do you choose to be in today? I choose to be in a beautiful state.